Welcome to Reiki for Our Times with Helen and Larry Borth from the Institute of Self-Awareness.
All right. Now we have Larry this round. We had Lynn the last round. Now, for our work, the first thing we have to adjust to is the idea that we have an aura. And it varies in size, but it is always there. And I want to hold this picture up where we can see the energy, the aura energy. Is it working? I can move this yet.
Yeah, I'm just don't want to make people dizzy. Okay.
And I pasted this baby picture on here. Take a look at this. Take it all the way in you. Because this is how we start. That you begin to understand and believe and trust that you have this aura, this yellow field. But it does not look like this. It does when you're born, possibly. But as life goes on and we get conditioned, one thing after another, this does not stay.
The minute you get labeled male or female, you put on blue or pink clothing or
Have a name.
have a name, all that starts to shape and color, mutate your energy field to some degree. Even though this is always underneath it, I always refer to it, it's like your windshield on your car, and bugs and dirt are constantly being thrown on top of this really magnificent energy field. And now you're walking around with that, and that's what most people see and feel as you walk past them, is all the mud and the bugs on your windshield.
So this is who we come in with. We have it through our, our whole lifetime.
So it's always there, right?
Yes. And so,
But we forget that it's there.
but what we need to do when we enter this world of being willing to expand our aura,
Consciousness.
and clean it up, do whatever it takes. That's the work at ISA. So that includes the shift and lift class,
Reiki.
the Reiki, and all the aura information and changes that take place.
It also helps, I'll go back to the Reiki, that as a Reiki practitioner, to be of the greatest service to the person that's on the table in front of you is to get all the stuff that's on your windshield, the bugs and the mud and the trash we all carry through our lives, to have that cleaned off. So now you sit and radiate from a different energy field.
Well, it's more clear then.
It's clear. It's not one of ego or self-consciousness. It's one of being more than. And years ago I used to use the term more than just human. And you have to know that and radiate that and be able to share that with everybody around you.
Let's take a look at this one. This is the same aura field without the baby picture in. Now this is our walking aura. It stays with us all the time. It's an energy field that we have trouble sometimes realizing it's a truth.
Realizing that this is our real self.
This is the real self.
And what we think is our real self is what we see in the mirror when we get up in the morning or at night. When we look in that mirror, we think that's real. To me, and like we've discussed in past videos, what you see in the mirror is only 0.01 of your total being. So it's just a small, small portion. This is 99.99% of your real self. And this is what we have out of balance. We think we're doing the healing work, we're doing the evolution work, or the spiritual uplifting stuff, and it's not. It's this part of us and this part of the person we're working with that is doing the work.
So the more you accept and realize this is a truth here, the less suffering you have. The
Right.
more awake you'll be, everything will be more neutral.
More in balance.
All right, now I'm going to put this down. Now, with the questions that we've had, where there's much concern about the ego, what it's about, how it messes us up, the thinking process, that everything is information and thought over and over. Now, if you look at the YouTube before the one we just finished, where we had a before and an after,
Mm-hmm.
and how that looked.
All those colors, you know, all those
Yeah.
shapes.
None of this showed up yet. None of these
right.
two showed up. I wonder, should I just pull one of those?
No.
No? Okay. Now, I'm going to hold this sheet up. This is the kind of like you would see an aura drawing to help us understand what's happening. There would be these colored parts. Can you get this okay, or I can move it up?
No, it looks.
All right. Now, this person has studied at ISA for quite some time, has worked through many things, so that you can see, can you see that little bit of yellow lines coming through here? That means this person, well, you tell it,
It's starting to
beginning to
wake up, move beyond right and wrong, good and bad thinking. It's being able to start to see the world as it is and not as it wishes it was. And then those rays of light, it's like I think I've said in many videos before this, it's like after a thunderstorm when those nice rays of light start coming through the clouds, and that is starting, and those rays, that sunlight then burns up all the other clouds around it, and you're left with more of that magnificent yellowish gold aura that is around everyone.
So having had quite a few years of teaching in this field, that there are many, what should we call them? Not pointers, but many concepts or uplifting thought patterns that give you this picture. This person is on the way to that, on the way to this, on the way to this. So that if that's a desire inside your body, if that's a pull to move towards living life in a different mode, it's like beginning to learn how to trust this part. And I'll just have one story, because I always have a lot of stories, and I'll go quick with this. I had heard about trusting that so much that if you got up in front of a group to give a lecture and you wouldn't plan for it, you would let it arrive, come through this, and just do it. So I was doing a talk in Madison years ago, and I thought, this is it, I'm going to do it. And it was time for me to go on, and just before that I said to Larry, what's the title of this?
Yeah, you've said this story many times. Yeah.
Because I just dismissed it. And I sat on my stool in front of the group, 60 some people, totally unprepared. And before you know it, I could feel that energy. That energy from the group literally pulled out of my mouth what to say. And when I got finished, they were all so happy because it meant something to every person. When you do it ahead of time, it doesn't hit everybody.
When you prepare, it's that idea of preparing, and if it's for doing a Reiki treatment, if you're preparing, yes, there are certain things you in this dimension you need to prepare to take a test on a certain subject. But in life, to live life, there's no way to prepare. You have to trust in yourself that what comes out of you is right for that moment. And there is no other way to go but to go out there and do it.
And you do learn that what's in that moment is perfect for that moment. Perfect.
And you don't take what you did today, and for the Reiki practitioner, what you do for this person, for Jim Smith today, you're going to do for Jane Doe tomorrow. You are going to treat each circumstance as a new
fresh time.
Fresh time. And you're not going to bring the belief from one to the other and judge either one good or bad. This was great. And how many times have we said, no matter if they get up and say you did nothing for me, you cannot take any of that personally or take any of that on.
So if this is of interest to you and you would like to start living more in this world, give us a call. We're always ready to open up new class times and consultations, whatever is needed. Just give us a call.
Thank you, Helen and Larry. Our phone number is area code 414-323-4522. And you can email us at iselfawareness369@gmail.com. Thank you.